Hey guys, welcome back to K&K Real Talk. We are diving in today to talk about your Endo Go Bag, which is a cutesy name for just an emergency go bag. And Kristen and I are both going to just share a little bit about thoughts of what could be in that bag that could help you in an emergent situation. So I'm your co-host, Kenny King, here with my fabulous other host, Kristen McCroby. Hi, Kristen.
Hello, happy Monday.
Happy Monday. So yeah, let's just dive in. We've been excited to talk about this because it's like I think all have those crazy stories about just things unexpectedly happening. By the way, are you getting feedback? Do you hear any feedback? No? Okay. I'm getting feedback and I want to make sure that you guys listening and watching aren't getting it. So I'm going to take out my headphones. So hopefully, other than if dogs start barking and all that mess, it'll be okay. So, so let's dive in. So Kristen, what are a couple items that you would that you either already have in an emergency go bag or that you have had in the past or that you would have liked to have had when you've been in a situation like that?
So I have a backpack that I use as well as my purse. Mm-hmm. And in my backpack, I have things like chargers for my phone, battery packs so that if I can't get to an outlet, I can still charge my phone. Mm-hmm. I always have 1 or 2 to 3 sets of my prescriptions in there. Because you never know when you have to just grab something, or maybe you're going away suddenly and you just go. Like you never know if you or someone you love has to go to the hospital and you just need to have something ready. When you have chronic illness, it's kind of good to have these things already set, already ready for you when you're in a situation where you're not going to want to look for things. You're not going to want to have to explain to someone else where the fuck things are.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Other things I have are like an empty water bottle, so you can fill it up on the go.
Fill it up.
Gum. I have this little, I can't remember what it's called, but it's for dry mouth.
Oh, okay.
It's a mouthwash, so you can just like swish it and spit it.
Oh, that is so smart. That is so smart. Because I've recently, did have an emergency. It wasn't necessarily related to me or my endo, but it was a time where I did call my husband and say, hey, can you put a bag together for me? And it would have been much easier to have, like, had it been a flare, he would have had a better idea of, oh, let me grab her water bottle. Let me grab, like some of these things, like her hot water bottle, because I do use that, or heating pad, or Pamprin, or whatever the heck, right? Like, but this is just more like I needed basics to get through. And there are some things that I always have together, so that was easy. But the part that wasn't was like just little things of him packing a bag for me. So he forgot my deodorant. It's like those little things. So I love those little like those travel size kits that you can grab and take for the airplane or something like that. So what I do is I use it when I travel, and then I keep, because you never use everything. Like if you have a baby deodorant, you don't use the whole thing, or if you're going on a short trip. So I always have these little toothpaste and an extra toothbrush, these little things. And so keeping those together, keeping toiletries, some basic toiletries that you'll need together, throw that in your go bag, in your emergency go bag. So this is appropriate for endo emergencies, but or if suddenly you're going to the hospital, like you guys maybe have experienced this, you go to the emergency room and then you're staying, or you're going into surgery, or you're unexpectedly, if that happens, you'd already have that. And so that's why we're talking about this today. So yes, toiletries. Here is one thing that I always have in my bag. Tissues. I keep those little packs of tissues, and they're not enough if you're like sick, like you have a runny nose or something, but they're fantastic for emergency situations. And I even have gotten to a point where now I make my husband keep them in his truck. So having like those emergent, like just those little tissue packs, those are always in my bag. And I have them in my I have them actually in a lot of different bags. So they're in my little emergency go bag kit. And another little thing I keep on hand is a hand sanitizer, or those wet wipes, those hand sanitizer wet wipes. Those can be really, really useful, especially if you are going to the hospital. They don't always keep everything clean. And if you want your area to be clean, it just feels good to have the peace of mind to wipe something down, even if it's meant for your hands, but you're wiping, it can get sticky stuff off of places, or, just that. I think those are really useful. So those are things that I keep on me. I normally have those like wet wipes, and hand sanitizer and tissues. So yeah, those are a couple of the things that I keep. And I love that you mentioned medications. One of the things I do is those little pill boxes. I'll put my supplements in there. So my, just whatever I normally take on a daily basis, I like to have at least 24 hours worth, if not 48 hours worth, in those little medicine things. What are they called? Pill boxes? Pill boxes. Yeah. And those little pill boxes, and I just have that in my bag because it's grab and go. The only thing about that is if you don't use your bag regularly, don't let them expire. If you don't use so like maybe every 2-3 months, you can swap it out, like use whatever it is, whatever medication you have, swap it out with a fresh set. That way you're not wasting your medication or using it when it's expired, because that's not as useful. So yeah, those are a couple things. And another thing, I like to keep a change of clothes, clean underwear, like something soft and comfortable. So a soft tee and some sweatpants or shorts, just something that is comfortable or that you can change into if you need to change your clothes.
I would say that, like, at the very least, I like to have a change of underwear.
Yes. Yeah.
Other things don't matter as much. And on wipes as well, you can get things like feminine wipes.
Yes.
Just
good old-fashioned baby wipes, too.
So you can use baby wipes and just kind of give yourself a little sponge bath.
Yeah.
There are just so many things that are handy to have, and you don't think of it like in that emergent situation.
Right. And those, by the way, you can get those in that toiletry aisle where it's the travel size stuff. They always have small packs of the hand sanitizer wipes and baby wipes. Yeah. So you can do all of that, or whether you're doing feminine hygiene wipes, or if you're just doing the flushable, whatever they're called, wipes. I can't remember what they're called. But, so yeah, any of those, they come in the travel size, so you don't have to have these big packs in your emergency kit, but you can at least have enough with you to get you through 24, 48 hours to, support you. And I do like to have one of my pain relief items. So like if, I like to have my hot water bottle or heating pad close by. That way, if my back's sore or if I'm in pain and I can access those and use those, I like to just have them in there as well, or at least close to it, so that if I have to grab the bag, I can grab that, throw it in the bag, and go, so that they're in the same place. And that is one thing that's really key. Have your Endo Go bag in the same place, and make sure that if you live with someone, they know where it is. Or even if you don't live with somebody and somebody needs to go to your house to get it for you, let's just say you don't have it it's easy to say, oh, if you go in my closet, you'll see this dress sitting on top of the dresser towards the back. And they can grab it and bring it to you. And you don't have to explain anything. Go to the kitchen and grab this. Go to the medicine cabinet and grab that. Go to my closet and grab this. Go in the top drawer and grab that. It's just so much easier to have this go bag. So we really encourage you to put as many items that you might need in it.
And
so, go ahead.
Even so much as to have 2 go bags. If you have a car, a vehicle, and you're someone who has emergent situations often, have one in your car, have one in your home.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because who knows? You don't know. You just, it's better. I always say it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Absolutely. You know, and that brings me to, you know, in our last episode when we were talking more about like what's in my purse, we were talking about some of these items too, right? And you had mentioned snacks. One thing in your go bag, you can always put a pack of nuts and a granola bar so that if you're in a situation where you just need something to tide you over, you have a little bit of nourishment. And again, this is an item that obviously you want to do less perishable items that have a long shelf life. And then every couple of months, you just switch those items out, or once a month, you switch the items out, use them as a snack, and replace them with, you know, a new one. So that again, you're not reaching for a granola bar that's been expired for 2 years because you finally go back. I mean, and if that happens, at least you didn't have to use it for 2 years. I mean, that's great. But that's just another thought, potentially having a snack in there, something that's not going to attract critters if you're keeping it in your closet or somewhere, or if you're keeping it in your car, but something that you know, can withstand. It has a good shelf life. So absolutely. And then any feminine hygiene products that you might need that could just be supportive for you, having some in there is always a good idea as well.
Even like not needing them for periods.
Yeah.
You can use them for something else, like maybe one day you're having bladder leakage, or you're having a day where you're having like really heavy discharge, and people just like to have those to be able to change it to feel fresher.
Yeah.
Whatever you guys need to put in a bag that you think that you'd need when, oh my God, something's happening, grab and get there.
Another thing that came up for me is either, you know, like maybe a pair of those socks that have the things on the bottom so you can walk on the ground, like non-slip socks, and just a little pair of flip-flops, even throwing those in there so that you can. So I was having that. I had I wore shoes one day. I was in the hospital, and I wanted to get up and get around, but I kept having to like put my shoes on and take my shoes off, and I was like, dang, if I just had flip-flops, this would be easy. You know, because you're wanting to keep you want to keep yourself clean, and so not walking around the hospital barefoot is a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
So fuzzy slippers, or just one of those little pair of something comfy that you can slip on your feet that you can get around in. That's another item. Because remember, keep in mind, we're thinking if you're in an emergent situation, you can't get home and you just need these items, or if you are hospitalized, these are items that can help make your hospital stays more comfortable. Also, if somebody else is hospitalized, your next of kin or caregiver or somebody who wants to be there, this bag can serve this purpose as well, so that you can be as comfortable as possible. And another thing that came up, because I was just thinking, you mentioned having an charger and things like that, so that you can, you know, stay connected. Having headphones is great. Like if you throw a really cheap pair of headphones in that bag, or just keep headphones with you, you can listen to music. You can, you know, like that saved me for a lot of my recent time in the hospital. Headphones and like a pullover, like a little cardigan sweater, And when I was sleeping, I would put the arm of the the cardigan over my eyes. But, and this is why I recently bought another eye mask, getting one of those little travel eye masks so that you can block out the light and sleep better. Earplugs, eye mask. And I normally keep a pair of headphones with me. There's one in my purse, there's one in this bag, there's one on my desk. I mean, I try to keep a little pair with me everywhere. And so that can also make it more comfortable for you if maybe, you're there for a long time, you want to listen to an audiobook, you need to do a meditation, or whatever the case is. So that's another item to consider. Even a book, you can throw a book in your bag.
Yeah.
And a journal or a spiral notebook and a pen. So just think of what do you need to get you through 24 hours comfortably and in a way where you feel clean and fresh in your body, and but also where you maybe have mental stimulation or something to do. And throw those things in your bag. Throw those necessities in your bag. What else, Kristen? Do you have anything else coming up for you?
I think I pretty much said everything that's in my bag, other than I think I got it. I'm curious, is there anything that we've said that you guys put in your to-go bag, or that should go in the to-go bag?
That maybe we missed? Throw a comment. Let us know. That way, let everybody else know. Because we're all in this together, right? We all support each other. One thing I will say, well, are we doing an actual, a surgery bag? Is that our next one? Okay, I'm going to stop talking then.
I was just going to say, our next two are going to be what to have when you're going for surgery, and what to have in your flare kit. So when you're having a flare up, your spouse can go grab it, or you can grab it, and have all the things you need right at your disposal in the bath or in bed or wherever you are.
Yeah. And you can, as you go through these because it's 4 different videos that we're doing, or if you're listening, episodes that we're doing based on these bags. And so some of the items we might have in the bag will be similar, and we might have a new item in one of these different things. So you could even sort of put different variations of all of these in one, or you can have 2 different things. My stuff for a flare stays by my stuff for an emergency. That way, if all need to go together, I can have everything together. So keep that in mind. Next time we're going to dive into how to prep for surgery. What's in your bag to go surgery? Which I'll have some extra items in there, definitely. So let us know what's in your bag. And thanks for tuning in and listening. And we will see you soon.
See you next time.